Hello, Steve White, Trick89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, February 15, Paramount had an Investor Day, and they finally announced officially that Star Trek 4 is actually going to happen. Now, they've had a release date on the calendars for a while. It was originally June 2023, and then it was December 22nd, 2023. But this is the first official announcement that the film was actually, going to be made. And they said that they were going to have, it's going to be a JJ Universe film. They're going to have all the cast back, all the original cast from the JJ films, and first I just assumed it was going to happen, but then when you looked a little bit closer at the announcement, it actually said that they'd only been in talks with Chris Pine and none of the other actors. So a lot of people jumped on that and said they haven't even talked to the actors yet, they don't have anything planned, nothing's in the works, this is just a flex, this is just them making up something so they can have something for the Investor Day, and they're just hoping they can make it happen and just get a lot of press and sort of get attention for it and will it into existence when it doesn't actually exist and it's not being, worked on. I thought that was a bit cynical, but then I sort of looked at it and thought, well, yeah, you'd think if they were going to do this, they would actually have things in negotiation. They would actually have, the contracts with the actors sorted and the screenplay finished and a budget sorted out and all this, and none of that seems to be happening. And then I was hearing rumours and rumblings that the actors and the agents for the actors had spoken out and said they didn't know anything about this. And I thought, oh my God, that's so embarrassing to announce this film, have all this big, press, releases and say, oh, we're going to do this film, and then have all the actors come out and say, what? We don't know anything about this. No one's contacted us. So I went out looking for those quotes and those tweets and things. I didn't find them anywhere because none of the actors and other agents have actually spoken out and said anything either way. So I had a look, and the Hollywood Reporter reported that its sources said this. And they said its sources said that most, if not all, of the teams associated with the headlining actors for the recent Star Trek movies were not only unaware of the Star Trek 4 announcement that it was coming, but that their clients would be part of the project. These parties were also taken aback that Star Trek 4 is expected to begin production before 2022 is over, as Paramount, is trying to get it out to the masses by 22nd of December 2023. So, that doesn't look good, except, it's just sources saying this. How do they know these people aren't in negotiations and they're private and they're just not finalised yet, and they're just not speaking until they've been finalised, and that they're, getting things ready and they're preparing to actually have it done. So I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how to think about this, because while it does seem like nothing is in place, and the idea of this film happening on time and on budget seems pretty unlikely, but at the same time, there's no proof that they haven't been talking to people and they don't have things negotiated. Because my understanding was all the cast had said they were happy to return in different social media tweets and stuff. And you would think with all the versions of these films that they've had in supposedly in planning and in talks, that they wouldn't have talked to the actors a bunch of times and have some verbal contracts and sort of goodwill sort of understandings that they would come back for these films. And just because they haven't commented on it doesn't mean that these contracts aren't being worked on. So I really don't know if it's going to happen, but they've certainly lost a lot of negotiation power if they haven't got this sorted yet. The actors and the agents all know now that they've got a date and they've promised this cast and they need them now, so they're going to really, really just gouge them for as much as they can if they're smart, because they know they're needed. They've got them over a barrel now. So it'll probably happen, but the thing is, this is not streaming. They actually have to make money off this film. It's not like streaming where it doesn't matter how many people actually view the content if you've got enough subscribers to cover everything. The last film cost $190 million and only made $343 million. So when if you know how Hollywood box offices divvied up, basically that they really didn't make any money, and they probably lost money on that film, or they certainly didn't make any money on the film. So how are you going to get investors to get behind that when your last film didn't do very well? I don't know. But then again, if this is Paramount and, they're planning to primarily stream it, maybe they don't care about the actual dollars and maybe it's all part of the big picture of the franchise, and they need these pieces to sort of have the franchise sort of working and to promote. And it doesn't matter if some of the individual pieces don't actually pay for themselves, so long as the others do. Or I don't know. Streaming seems to be very magical, where they just have one big pot of money from the subscriptions, and they can spend it wherever they want and justify it however they want, regardless of whether the individual productions are actually, making that money back. So it's all very curious. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Obviously we'll see eventually, and I'll be commenting on it. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to happen on time and on budget and as planned? Or do you think this is just all, pie in the sky? Who knows? We'll see. Thanks, bye.